in the morning.
Ashley Abbott's return to the Abbott mansion should have felt like a homecoming, but the moment she stepped through the door, the air around her told a different story. The house did not carry the warmth of family or the quiet dignity that had always belonged to Jack's world. Instead, it felt wounded, suffocated by fear, and stained by something no one had dared to name aloud. Every corner seemed to hold its breath. Every shadow felt too heavy. Ashley had come back because Jack needed her, but what she found was not simply a brother in danger. She found a house under emotional siege, a family being pulled apart by suspicion, and Patty standing far too close to the center of it all. Jack was weak, physically shaken, and emotionally trapped in a way Ashley understood before anyone had to explain it. He was alive, but he was not free. His silence did not feel like confusion. It felt forced. His eyes carried the exhaustion of a man trying to protect someone, or perhaps trying to survive someone. That single realization cut through Ashley with more force than panic ever could. Jack Abbott was not a man who surrendered easily, and he was not someone who allowed fear to rule him. If he was holding something back, then someone had placed him in a position where the truth itself had become dangerous. Patty's presence only made the atmosphere worse. She moved through the room with an unsettling mixture of fragility and control, as if she wanted everyone to see her as the victim while quietly enjoying the chaos she had created. Ashley watched her carefully, studying the tremor in her voice, the sudden changes in her expression, the way she seemed to shift blame before anyone had asked the right question. Patty did not simply look frightened. She looked prepared. That difference mattered. It told Ashley that this was not just panic after a terrible accident. This was performance. And Ashley had seen enough damaged people, enough desperate people, and enough dangerous people in her life to know when fear was being used as a weapon. The first target was Diane. Patty tried to wrap the entire nightmare around Diane's name, pushing suspicion toward her as if repetition could become proof. The accusation was not clean or convincing, but it was loud enough to poison the room. Ashley could feel what Patty was trying to do. She wanted to isolate Diane. She wanted to make Jack's injury the foundation of a lie. She wanted everyone to look at the obvious emotional tension and mistake it for motive. But Ashley did not accept easy explanations when her brother's life was involved. She did not trust Patty's trembling hands, her broken expression, or the way she hovered near Jack as though she had earned the right to guard him. Ashley's anger came quickly, but she did not let it become reckless. Beneath the fury was something sharper and colder. Patty had been part of too many disasters, too many emotional explosions, too many twisted versions of love that ended in destruction. Ashley remembered the history. She remembered the instability. She remembered how obsession could dress itself up as devotion and still leave blood behind. Seeing Patty attempt to manipulate a wounded Jack was more than Ashley could bear, because it was not only cruel, it was intimate. It was an invasion of the fragile space between Jack's pain and his ability to speak for himself. Ashley confronted Patty with the full force of a sister who had reached the end of patience. She did not need shouting to make the moment terrifying. Her focus alone was enough. Every question she pressed toward Patty carried the weight of Jack's condition, Diane's danger, and the past Patty could never fully escape. Ashley forced the tension into the open, refusing to let Patty hide behind hysteria or vague accusations. She pushed at the weak points in Patty's story, the parts that shifted whenever pressure was applied, the parts that depended too much on emotion and too little on fact. Patty could try to look wounded, but Ashley's eyes kept returning to one unavoidable truth. Jack's injury had not come from nowhere, and the person most desperate to control the narrative was standing right in front of her. Patty's defensiveness only deepened Ashley's suspicion. There was something unnatural about the way Patty tried to frame herself as both witness and victim, as though she wanted sympathy before anyone could demand accountability. She spoke through fear, but her fear seemed directed less at Jack's survival than at what Jack might reveal once his strength returned. That was the detail Ashley could not ignore. A truly innocent person would want Jack awake, clear, and able to confirm the truth. Patty seemed terrified of exactly that. She watched Jack not like someone praying for him, but like someone measuring how much danger his consciousness represented. For Ashley, that realization was devastating. Jack was not just injured, he was being used. His weakness had become Patty's shield. His silence had become the opening Patty needed to twist the story against Diane. And the more Ashley observed, the more she understood that Jack's life was not the only thing hanging in the balance. His marriage, his dignity, and his ability to protect the people he loved were all being dragged into Patty's hands. It filled Ashley with a kind of controlled rage that made every breath feel sharp. Yet Ashley knew she could not expose Patty with emotion alone. Patty was unstable, but she was not careless enough to confess simply because Ashley demanded the truth. The mansion itself had become the next witness, and Ashley understood that if Patty had hidden something, the house might still be holding on to it. The Abbott mansion was large, familiar, layered with private rooms and quiet corners. Ashley knew its rhythm. She knew where someone might retreat, where someone might hide something in haste, and where fear could leave behind traces even when the guilty person believed they had cleaned the scene. The moment Ashley had the opportunity, she began to search. She did not move like someone snooping. She moved like someone protecting blood. Every step through the mansion pulled her deeper into the memory of what the house used to be and what Patty had turned it into. This had been Jack's sanctuary, the heart of the Abbott family, a place built on legacy and pride even when that legacy was complicated. Now it felt contaminated by lies. Ashley could feel the emotional violence of the night pressing against the walls. Somewhere inside that house, she believed, Patty had left behind the truth. Ashley looked for anything that did not belong, anything that carried the wrong energy in the wrong place. A hidden weapon would mean more than panic. A personal item left near the scene would place Patty where she claimed not to be. An unusual note, a small fragment of preparation or obsession, could reveal the state of mind Patty was trying so hard to conceal. Ashley was not searching for a dramatic revelation. She was searching for a crack. In a lie as desperate as Patty's, one crack would be enough. As she moved through the mansion, Ashley's thoughts returned again and again to Jack's face. He had always been the center of the Abbott family in a way that was both noble and exhausting. He carried responsibility like armor, even when it injured him. He tried to see the best in people long after others had stopped believing there was anything left to save. That quality was part of what made him Jack, and part of what made him vulnerable to Patty. Ashley understood that Jack may have misjudged the danger not because he was foolish, but because he still believed boundaries could be respected, pain could be reasoned with, and obsession could be sent away with enough firmness. Patty had taken that belief and punished him for it. That thought hurt Ashley more than she wanted to admit. She was angry at Patty, but she was also frightened for Jack in a deeper way. His body had been attacked, but so had his judgment, his compassion, and his ability to choose peace. Patty had turned his decency into an opening. She had forced him into silence, and then used that silence against Diane. Ashley could feel the shape of the trap now. If Jack protected Diane, Patty could tighten her grip. If Diane fought back, Patty could make her look guilty. If Kyle acted impulsively, Patty could use his desperation as further chaos. The entire family was being pushed toward reactions that would serve Patty's lie. Ashley refused to let that happen. The evidence she uncovered did not come to her as one grand answer. It came in pieces, each one small enough to be dismissed alone, but powerful when placed together. A trace that did not match Patty's story. An object too close to the scene. A sign that something had been hidden rather than forgotten. A detail that suggested Patty had been more involved than she wanted anyone to believe. Ashley did not need the full picture immediately. She only needed enough to know that her instincts were right. Patty was not merely confused. Patty was covering something. And if she was covering something, then Diane was being framed. The discovery changed Ashley's fear into purpose. She understood then that confronting Patty publicly without preparation could backfire. Patty thrived in emotional chaos. She could collapse, twist, accuse, or make herself appear persecuted. If Ashley cornered her too soon, Patty might tighten her control over Jack, intensify the accusations against Diane, or destroy whatever evidence remained. Ashley had to be patient, even when every instinct told her to tear the lie apart immediately. That patience was painful, but it was necessary. Ashley's next move was not simply to protect Jack. It was to build a path out of Patty's manipulation without giving Patty the chance to rewrite the ending. That meant she needed Kyle and Diane. Kyle's fear for his father could make him impulsive, but it could also make him relentless. Diane, already trapped under Patty's accusation, had every reason to fight for the truth. Together, they were the two people most deeply affected by Patty's scheme, and Ashley knew they could not remain isolated. Isolation was Patty's greatest advantage. It allowed her to whisper different fears into different ears, to keep Jack silent, Diane defensive, and Kyle desperate. Ashley's first task was to break that isolation. When Ashley reached out to Kyle and Diane, she did so with urgency but also with control. She shared what she had observed, not as speculation but as a pattern: Patty's behavior near Jack, the strange pressure surrounding his silence. The accusations aimed too neatly at Diane, the hidden traces inside the mansion that suggested Patty had tried to conceal her involvement. Ashley did not need to dramatize it. The truth was frightening enough. Diane's name had been placed beneath a crime Patty could not explain, and Jack's weakness had become the tool that kept the lie alive. For Diane, the revelation carried a brutal emotional weight. She was not only being accused, she was being erased from Jack's side at the exact moment he needed her most. Patty's scheme was designed to make Diane look like a threat to the man she loved, and that cruelty cut deeper than any ordinary lie. Diane had fought too hard for her place in Jack's life to stand by while Patty turned love into evidence against her. But Diane also understood the danger of reacting the way Patty expected. Rage would make her look unstable. Panic would make her look guilty. She needed Ashley's clarity as much as Ashley needed Diane's courage. Kyle's pain was different, but no less intense. For him, Jack's condition was unbearable because it struck at the center of his identity as a son. He wanted action. He wanted answers. He wanted someone to pay for the terror that had entered their family home. But Ashley saw the danger in Kyle's anger immediately. Patty could use it. She could twist his urgency into recklessness, then use that recklessness to strengthen her own position. Ashley needed Kyle focused, not explosive. She needed his love for Jack to become discipline rather than fury. Together, Ashley, Kyle, and Diane formed a fragile alliance built not on comfort, but necessity. They could not afford mistrust. They could not afford emotional fractures. Patty had already created enough of those. Every second they spent questioning one another gave her more room to maneuver. Ashley became the center of their coordination, not because she wanted control, but because she could see the entire board. Jack was vulnerable. Diane was targeted. Kyle was volatile. Patty was unstable but cunning. The only way forward was to force Patty into a position where her own need for control would betray her. The plan had to be careful. They could not invent a trap so obvious that Patty would retreat from it. They had to create pressure that felt natural, pressure that would make Patty reveal what she already knew. Patty's greatest weakness was not simply her instability. It was her obsession with Jack and her desperate need to control how everyone understood her relationship to him. If she believed Diane was regaining ground, if she sensed Ashley and Kyle were no longer accepting her version of events, she might overcorrect. She might reveal knowledge she should not have. She might refer to the wound, the weapon, or Jack's fear in a way only the guilty person could. She might make the mistake of defending herself before anyone accused her directly. Ashley understood that Patty's collapse would not look like a confession at first. It would look like indignation. It would look like injury. It would look like another accusation thrown at Diane. But beneath that, there would be truth. Patty had built her story on emotional force, not stability. The more pressure they applied, the more the structure would shake. Ashley's job was to keep everyone steady long enough for that structure to fall. The mansion became a battlefield without raised weapons. Every glance mattered. Every silence carried meaning. Patty could feel the atmosphere changing, even if she did not yet understand why. Ashley no longer looked at her with simple anger. Diane no longer reacted with the same open shock. Kyle no longer moved only from panic. That shift, unseen